If you're struggling with broken relationships and wondering how to stop questioning yourself about everything, I want to assure you there's nothing wrong. You're likely just stuck in a negative feedback loop. Whether you're an estranged parent with adult children who decided to go no contact, or you're dealing with other toxic family relationships, you've likely found yourself asking, what did I do wrong and how did this happen? I'm going to show you today how to stop beating yourself up with those questions that likely don't have real answers and may not even be about you, so that you can finally reclaim your peace. There's no question that these situations are hard, and we all want to believe our situations are uniquely complicated, mostly because they are uniquely painful. One minute things were normal, and at least from one perspective, they were fine. And the next, you're in the middle of a tragic nightmare that you can't wake up from, and you're wondering, how did this become my reality? And where did I sign up for this? I get it. I've been there. I know that gut punching realization when you finally see that your family isn't what you thought it would be. But here's the hard truth: relationships don't just randomly break. No matter what you hear on the internet, it's not social media, it's not therapy, and it's not even one big explosion or one big thing that happens. In almost every case, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts that happened over a lifetime. It's the small boundary crossings, the silenced needs, the missed communication, the unresolved hurts, and the subtle patterns that finally reached a breaking point. No, you didn't sign up for this, but you have been participating in a dynamic that was unsustainable. Recognizing that this stuff didn't just happen, or we can't just blame it on something random or small, that isn't about shame. It's about clarity. And I think that's what all of us are really looking for. In my experience, both personally and also in working with so many of you, estrangement almost always boils down to one of two scenarios. First, there's an adult child that has had enough, wants something different, is ready to live differently, and has put some boundaries in place to protect their own emotional safety and mental health. The second scenario is a parent who has finally said no more to toxic behavior or entitlement from their adult child. I don't believe either side does this for fun, and nor do they do it lightly. No one just wakes up in the morning and thinks, gee, I think I'll cut off my family today because that sounds like fun. That isn't the way things roll. It's about survival. And it is one of the most painful things I have ever been through in my life. But there came a point where I had to realize that being in these toxic relationships hurt more than leaving them. And it hurt more to have those people stay in my life and to continue these never ending loops of dysfunction than to step back and to put them out on the fringes where they can be loved from a distance. Here's where a lot of people get really tripped up about this stuff. They view these broken relationships and estrangement as a punishment, a failure, or as abandonment, something that somebody maliciously orchestrated specifically to hurt them. It is not that at all. It is a symptom of a breakdown in relationship between two adults. That's it. That burning question of, what did I do wrong, is actually a trap. It keeps you focused on their reality instead of yours. Here's a different perspective I want you to see. A relationship is a bridge. If that bridge collapses, it's because things on both sides of the ravine have shifted, and those shifts have caused a break and a collapse in the middle. When it comes to fixing things, you are responsible for healing what is on your side, and they are responsible for healing what is on theirs. You cannot run, or in most cases fly because the bridge is now gone, across that gap to fix their side of the bridge for them and expect everything to be okay. It doesn't work that way. Each side has to fix what is on their side and then start building back towards the center. If one or both sides choose not to do that, there's probably a reason for it, and it's not time for it to be healed yet. However, when you stop asking what you did wrong and start asking, what is my responsibility to myself now? What is my responsibility to fix? What is within my control to be fixed? That loop breaks, and you move from being a victim of a broken relationship to the architect of a new life. If you're like most women in this midlife season, you have probably spent decades doing everything for everyone else. You've been the doer, the fixer, the peacemaker, the one who makes everything work. I want to give you permission. It's okay to let that stuff go. Broken family relationships do not make you a bad person. Estrangement doesn't mean that you were a bad mom, and it's certainly not a failure of your character. It's also not a punishment, and it's not a judgment of your worth or even a rejection of you personally. It's a decision that one, or in some cases both, have made in order to stop the cycles of chaos and dysfunction. It's not about quitting on anybody. It's not about pushing anybody away. It's about starting on your own healing journey and choosing something better and something different. Even though a lot of us try to do it, myself included, we simply cannot find the answers or fix the problems when the ground is still shaking, the bridge is still cracking, or the building is still burning. I promise your life is not over because this relationship has changed shape. In fact, in many cases, this might be the first time you've actually been free to focus on you. So it's okay to stop asking why and start asking what now. If you're ready to stop all that self blame and start finding your way back to yourself, I've got a great little resource for you. It's a free guide called Finding Peace After Estrangement. It's a quick and easy little guidebook that honestly I wish I would have had when I was stuck in these loops of confusion myself. If you want a copy of that, simply comment estrangement peace below and I'll send you the link where you can find it. If you're still struggling with this stuff and still have more unanswered questions, in my next video, I'm going to be breaking down that great big question that I hear so often. How am I supposed to figure this stuff out when they won't even talk to me? We're going to be looking at all the breadcrumbs that are left behind so that we can figure those things out, whether they talk to us or not.